What is the role of allegory in Genesis stories? Imagine reading a story that has layers beyond what you see on the surface. That's what allegory does in Genesis stories. It helps us see more than just the words written. Allegory turns simple stories into symbols that reveal deeper meanings about life, faith, and morality. In Jewish tradition, interpreting these stories as allegories is a long-standing practice. Early scholars like Philo of Alexandria believed the stories about creation, and the first humans are not just history but symbols of spiritual truths. For example, the story of Adam and Eve isn't just about two people in a garden. It's about human free will and the choices we make that affect our lives. Allegory allows us to see how these stories connect to our own moral struggles. In Genesis, allegory often explores the relationship between God and humans. It shows themes like divine justice, human responsibility, and the origins of good and evil. The story of the Tower of Babel, for instance, isn't only about building a tower but about human pride and the limits of human ambition. The ladder in Jacob's dream is another example. It's not just a ladder but a symbol of the connection between heaven and earth, representing divine presence and spiritual aspiration. Medieval thinkers like Maimonides believed that the literal story is just the surface. Beneath it lies a richer meaning that teaches ethical lessons and guides spiritual growth. Using allegory in Genesis encourages us to think about the stories in a new way. It invites us to find lessons that are relevant today. These stories aren't just ancient tales but sources of wisdom that speak to universal questions about existence, morality, and faith. When we interpret Genesis stories as allegories, we open ourselves to multiple layers of meaning. This approach helps us see how ancient narratives can still guide us and offer insights into our own lives. It's a way of understanding the stories that makes them alive and meaningful, connecting past and present through symbols and lessons that last.